I've been using the same gear, filming YouTube videos almost the entire time I've been on YouTube. Almost the entire, what is it, like almost 4 years now. I've been using almost the exact same gear. Been swapping things out here and there, but I kind of wanted to go over things that have been treating me well. Things that have stood the test of time. Things that have lasted me beyond my wildest dreams. You're watching Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. Today I'm going to do a little rundown of some of my stuff. I'm going to start with the basics and kind of move up from there, just to give you an idea. If you've seen the videos, if you haven't seen the videos, that's great. You haven't seen the videos, go watch the videos. I got plenty of those. So let's get started. Well, the first thing you got to start with when you're packing up is the pack. Now, I use the 25-liter rucksack from the Hidden Woodsman. It's a great pack. It's a little small, 25 liters isn't huge, but for the kind of camping I do, and a lot of urban camping, I'm walking through the city, I'm going to weird places, having a more compact pack like this is essential. You'll also notice, don't worry about this, look, I bring the kooks as part, I'll talk about the kooks, I don't really bring it all the time, it's just kind of on there. You'll see the side pouches. That kind of makes this pack a little more doable. These side pouches bring up the 25 liters to 30 liters. So that's pretty good. It almost looks new. I've been using this thing for longer than 4 years at this point. It looks basically new. I've never cleaned it. Just the fabric is holding up. There's a little bit of dirt. There's a little bit of dirt on there. I use it all the time. Keep in mind, I'm camping more than the average person. I'm camping more than like the once or twice a year. A lot of non-people who camp for YouTube do. So this has been standing the test of time. I love this pack. I'm gonna continue to use this pack. I can't even imagine having another pack actually. This is the pack, the 25-liter rucksack from the Hidden Woodsman. Now usually when I'm packing up for camping for a Small Plots video, it's already kind of got some things in there. I'll go over that in a second, but I want to start with just the basics. I always start, when I'm starting to pack, I think, what can I not live without? If I forget a little thing here or there, I can make do, but what would be detrimental if I just didn't pack it, if I forgot to pack it? So obviously the pack, that goes without saying, but essentially shelter and a place to sleep and water. That's it. Those are the basics, and then kind of build from there. So this one's an obvious one that should be in every camper's arsenal. Nalgene bottle. This is a simple liter Nalgene. You can get them bigger. I recommend getting the wide mouth Nalgene because if you're going to do some cold weather camping, that really helps and not have the mouthpiece freeze up on you. Sometimes you get the narrow ones, that just turns to ice right away. So you're going to want one of these wide mouth guys. This fits perfectly in one of my side pouches. I can bring one, I can bring two. I only have two, so that's, you can bring more if you have more. But Nalgene, boom, thirst quenched. Now for the shelter, when I set up, we're gonna want the Kamak Coolie UL weather shelter. Now, made jokes about this before, it's not a tarp, it's a weather shelter. And that's true, but it's also a tarp. So this is pretty great. It's very small, as I already went over, it's a small pack, so I like to have small things in the small pack. And this tarp is super lightweight. It has a warranty, so if it breaks, I can just tell Kamak and they'll be like, hey, I don't know really what they'll do. I've never had that issue. It's been working great. I had friends that get the same tarp and they love it too. This is a fantastic tarp, weather shelter. The Kamak Coolie UL, you can't go wrong. Of course, I've used other tarps, bigger tarps for, bigger uses, but this tarp is if I'm just going solo camping, it might rain, or even if it's definitely gonna rain, just one guy, boom, there it is. Now the where to sleep. Now if you're just gonna sleep in a hammock or a tent, that's fine, but that's actually a step above what I'm talking about. Like if you go out with the bare essentials, if you have a tarp and a sleeping pad, you're good to go. You may not like the bugs, may not be the comfiest thing in the world, but you're good to go. You'll stay dry and you'll have a nice place to sleep. I'm not even sure if they make this sleeping pad anymore. It's so old and it sticks. This is like a 3 or 4 year old sleeping pad. If you've been on the channel, you've seen me use this sleeping pad and only this sleeping pad the entire tenure of the Small Plots channel. It smells like campfire and BO. This is the Thermarest Neo Air. I can't remember the R value, but you know what? Whatever the R value was when I bought it, it's certainly not that now. Certainly. It blows up, it holds air, it's got, keeps me warm for the most part. Taking it winter camping. I do think it's time to swap it out pretty soon, but this thing's never failed me. That's the point. In years of using it frequently, sometimes weekly, this thing's never failed me. I don't think this exact model is for sale, but the Thermarest Neo Air branding, I'm pretty sure, is still around. So if you're looking for a solid sleeping pad that won't completely break the bank, then here we go. Here's a little Thermarest. Now we're going to elevate it a little bit. Now technically you'll be okay without anything keeping you warm, depending on the season. You got a tarp, you got a sleeping pad, with water, you're good to go. But you might get a little chilly, and here's my good go-to. Now in the summer months, I might just use a basic quilt or nothing, but for most of the year, fall through spring, I'm using this bad boy, the Thermarest Parsec. I like Thermarest, could you tell? This is perfect. It's got, what are the ratings? 20 degrees Fahrenheit. They can go colder, for sure, but all the things I'm showing you are like mid-priced stuff. It's not the cheapest stuff by any metric, but it's also not the most expensive. If you've gone shopping for sleeping bags before, you know they can get up to $2,000 or more. Some of these, I think this was like $300, something like that. And what I love about it is it's down and it crushes. It can even crush smaller than the Crush. Like you can just crush it right now. In the wintertime, because I don't want to walk through the city with a sleeping bag on my pack, this actually goes inside my pack. And I'm able to pack this with all the other stuff I need for a winter camp in the 25-liter rucksack. If you're like an ultralight camper, you're just like shoving down the stuff. You want the stuff, but you don't want to like carry that weight of the stuff of like the cheaper variety. Can't recommend this enough. Now I'm going to quickly go over some of my more ancillary items that I bring on almost every trip, but they're not the first to go in the pack. Like I said, when I start packing, I'm like, what can I absolutely not forget and still be able to go camping, even if I forget like important stuff? This is the bare minimum, and that's what I just showed you. So I'm gonna kind of expand out from there. We got the Wise Owl parachute hammock, backyard hammock. This is such an amateur hammock, but this is the second one I've bought because it's awesome. Everyone's always trying, oh, you should get a Hennessy, you should get a this, you should get a that. I don't need one because I got this. It's a hammock, it works perfectly. I use these straps. These I believe are Python straps from Kamek. Really great. They're ultra light. This is, how sometimes you get the big old like black like spools. This is one of the straps. This is it. So I just kind of shove them in the top here, those straps, and we're good to go. Now in the warmer months, we're gonna also need the bug net, but we're kind of getting into fall now. Probably won't be using the bug net until spring again. But bug net is also important in the summer months, especially if you live where I live, where mosquitoes outnumber the humans like 500 to 1. Now, two fun little ancillary things that if I can fit them in, I'll fit them in, and I usually can if I need to, are the Thermacell mosquito repellent thing. This is really great if you can't have a fire while you're urban camping like I often do. This keeps the mosquitoes away. Oh, there's like dried beer on it, I think. That's disgusting. I didn't see that before. That's new. Yeah. Anyway, easy to start, easy to have, and it works really well in a small area if it's not too windy. Another thing, when I'm blowing up my sleeping pad, I like to have a little pump. Now, there are smaller pumps. I'm not like in love with this pump, but I like this pump. I'm deeply in like with this pump. The red Suricata pump. It's fine. The brand is irrelevant. It probably doesn't even exist anymore. I got this a few years ago. These brands are all over the place. They exist today, they don't exist tomorrow, who cares? But a little pump helps me blow up my sleeping pad without getting too much moisture in it. And it's just like, you're not like blowing up a freaking sleeping pad. You're just sitting there with, a loud pump. I'm gonna get pumped up right now. Pretty great. One thing that I wish it did do was backwards pump. I guess suck. So I could deflate the sleeping pad easier. I think that would be cool. Or just use it for other things that you need to deflate or get air out of. So I might be shopping around for a new one, but I bring this around all the time. My sleeping pad, I've blown up like boats, blow up boats and stuff with it. It's just a great little pump. It's a great little pump. Now this item is a little sad. It's a little sad because I don't think they make this exact model anymore, but this is the best chair. I remember going on a chair search years ago, and like I went to so many different stores, looking online. They were all cheap, they were all too big, and they had like, oh, it's a weight limit of 120 pounds. It's like, who is that for? Certainly not me. REI FlexLight chair. What I really like about it is it has pockets on the side. I know a lot of chairs do, a lot of chairs don't. It has pockets on the side. But it also has mesh, like the back is made of mesh. I will say, if I'm kind of like sitting forward in the chair or my shirt is up on my lower back, I will sometimes get mosquito bites there because of the mesh, but I think that would happen regardless of the mesh. I've gotten mosquito bites through fabric before, so the mesh is great. I'm gonna have to replace my mesh soon because it's gotten so many fire pops and stuff. I have like 6 holes, just giant holes in this thing. But it continues to push on. It's got a great, I don't even know what the weight value is, but it's very sturdy. I don't even need to think about it. But this is something that's gotten so much use. I'm gonna have to either think about replacing it soon or fixing it. I think I might try to fix it. Maybe, you know, sew some things in here and there, because this is one of my favorite chairs. It's not too big, it's not too heavy. I can just strap it to the bottom of my pack. Yeah. FlexLight. I don't bring this in every camp because sometimes, you know, you can sit on a log, you know, but sometimes you can't. Another thing, we're gonna mess this up now, is this light. This is a great light. This is actually a gift from my sister and my brother-in-law. It's a Klein Tools light. It's great. I'm not gonna do too much. What can we do here? This is kind of, it's magnet. It's got a magnet to stick to things. It's kind of like a carabiner almost. So you can connect it to a tree branch or a pack or whatever. I have the outside of my pack. It's super bright for filming or just seeing. The battery lasts a long time. You can use it as a backup battery bank if you need to. Yeah, it's a fantastic light. This is not for everybody. This is more for, you know, people that need to film and stuff. Usually like other lights will be sufficient while camping. But this is perfect because none of my camera equipment feels really great in low light, and this really helps. So I'm gonna squeeze something in that's not super camping related, but I do bring it on every single trip, and that's filming equipment. Gotta film it. I'm actually filming on my phone right now. That's what I use to film all of my B-roll, because I can actually zoom in on the phone. Can't zoom in on the GoPros. The GoPro Hero 10. This is what I do most of the filming on. Looking at an upgrade pretty soon. For some other stuff, like when I have a GoPro on my head, on like a helmet, or if I need like a far away, like a secondary shot, sometimes I'll set up my old Hero 8. Both work good still. No issues. I have the Enduro batteries for the GoPro Hero 10, which means they can withstand better temperatures. One thing about the GoPro, if you're familiar with it, is they tend to have overheating or overcooling problems. They shut off. This thing shuts off when it gets like 55 degrees. It says it can go up to 30 or down to 32 degrees. It's done at 55. This I have never really had a problem with the Enduro battery. It lasts a little bit longer. See, it's white, it's different. Usually GoPro batteries are blue, well, and black. So yeah, here's got the phone, Galaxy S22 Ultra. These are things that I will upgrade over time. This is the camera I started filming small plots on, the GoPro Hero 8. And then I upgraded to the Hero 10 a few years later, but I think they're up to the Hero 13 now. So it's like, you know, they come out with one every year or so. So GoPros are great. I'd like to look into some better camera equipment, but the size of these things, it just makes it so possible to pack and keep kind of almost in the background. You know, instead of having my filming equipment take up as much or more space as my camping equipment, these make it possible to just sort of be able to film without thinking too much about all of the equipment involved. Also, of course, so it's very windy. I have the windscreen that I put around the GoPro Hero 10. Just this little foam thing. It goes right around it. It keeps most of the wind noise out. And you can clearly see. You can clearly see. You can clearly, Steve. I'm going to briefly now go over some of the things that are just always in the pack that I rarely take out, if ever. So, and this side, this is where I keep my Nalgene, and this side. Now with the Nalgene, I have copious amounts steaks. they just sit in there. They're basically weightless. They just sit in the side next to my Nalgene. It's not a big deal. I never have to think about it. When I go out, I'm not just like, how many steaks do I need? It's just it's a detail that you're gonna get bogged down on stupid little stuff like that. So I just keep the steaks in there. I never have to think about steaks. Battery. This is very important, especially if you're someone like me who uses a lot of battery while I'm out camping for cameras, and this helps charge it. Especially for my phone, I don't even have to think about a wire. I think it's like an Amazon Basics thing. I can't even, it's just an Amazon Basics charger. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I used it last camp, 73% still. What I like about it is it has wireless charging, which my phone also has. I just put the phone right on it and it charges. I don't have to think about a cord or anything like that. So I love this little thing. It's perfect and it fits just boop, right in there. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Oh, there is a cord just in case I need it though. See, I don't even know what's in my own pack. Now, because I am urban camping a lot of the times, I have a knife. This is mostly for random knife stuff that I need, not necessarily for protection, but it could be for protection. Luckily, I've never needed it for that, but I do have the knife. This thing sucks. It's like a $25, $30 Walmart knife, Camillus, or Cantless. It's garbage knife. But it is a knife. I've done many things with it. And of course, we got the silky saw, the silky gomboy. I'm thinking about getting like a new blade for it soon, because this one, it works well, but it could work weller. Look at this guy. I love the silky. If you guys know anything about basic camping saws, silkies are kind of where it's at. You know, they're compact, they're light, they work really well. Was it like Japanese sawing technology? Those things are always in there. Another thing that's always in here, now it does need to be cleaned occasionally. That's why it's in this bag. I mean, I don't know, it might be dirty from my last camp. I can't remember if I used it. It is. It's very dirty from my last camp still. I gotta clean it. Just a simple cutting board. It's like a $5 Walmart cutting board, covered in ash and dirt right there. That's why I keep it in a plastic bag, just to, you know, keep it from getting everything else dirty, especially if there's food on it. I don't want to get food on the inside of my pack. And it fits right in the back there. I don't know how this is gonna work. This little pouch in the back, it's like a little slip. This orange thing is like a slip. It fits right back there. Almost acts as kind of like a backboard to the bag as well. Now, also along the lines of things that I just always have, and I don't usually think about it, I have this Possibles pouch, also from the Hidden Woodsman. There, you see the little logo there. That's nice. Everyone loves that little logo. Now in here is just a bunch of random stuff that I could potentially need while camping. It's a little low, but we got some birch bark here. I got probably one more fire start off the birch bark. You know, that's just in there. We got some ridge line in here. Glass lens cleaner for my glasses if I wear glasses or cameras. This little guy is kind of a new addition. It's the how do I start it? It's the electric lighter thing, so I don't have to worry about starting a fire because I just have it right here. I got this weird line stuff. I don't use it much, but I have it, and it's like really strong. People love this line, Atwood rope. It's fine. It's like a small little spool, super strong rope, even though it's like really thin, and it doesn't stretch like my Ridgeline does. So that's a good, that's a positive. Headlamp, got the headlamp in there. That's good. It's the black diamond headlamp. Takes AAA batteries. I think 4 AAA batteries in the back. It's like one of those. It's got like you just touch the side, and it goes between. It's just like a little touch panel. It's not even a button. I love this headlamp. I've been using it for years. It's small. It's findable. It's like the orange. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Chapstick. I've only ever had to use this one once, but it's worth keeping around. It's so small. This is a mosquito head net. I've had to use this once before when it was just insane. More mosquitoes than have ever existed before in one camp. In this camp, luckily I had this. I would have not been able to camp that night if it weren't for this. So that's good. That's nice. Got a couple. What else? Just random stuff. Got some bellows. My buddy Sean. You know, been on the channel. You know my buddy Sean. He got me these bellows. Pretty simple to use. You just blip. And just, you know, it's great, wonderful. For the fire, stoking the fire. There's also a couple little things in here that I like to keep in the pack. Repair kits, in case my sleeping pad busts out. There's also other repair kits from other pieces of gear in there. Like I have a light water dinghy pack raft repair kit in here. I've never even used that thing, but it's in there. It's simple, you know, it's no weight basically. In case I forget to bring, or in case I really need to purify water and I didn't think I was going to need to, so I didn't bring water purification. I have tablets. I have water purification tablets, which I used to use all the time. I like filters better now. Tablets had kind of like a chlorine taste, but I have them in there in case I need them. So yeah, possible talk. All sorts of random stuff. I'm not even going through every little thing. I got like an extra flashlight. I don't even know if it works. It doesn't. There it is. It works. Just in case, you know, just a lot of just in case stuff. Fits in this little pouch, pretty small, just kind of usually on the top. Anything else worth noting in here? Oh, I want to use this. I got some fat wood. Again, my buddy Sean got me this. I haven't used it yet. Got some fat wood in there to start some fires. You shave off a little fat wood and it starts the fire pretty good. It's kind of a mess. It's just like full of stuff in there. Love this Possibles pouch. It's perfect, especially for my pack, because it's just one big open center thing. There's, you know, pouches on the sides, but I put knives and whatnot in there. This is great for just all the little odds and ends that I could just throw in here and then throw in my pack without just like having to think, do I need a headlamp? Do I need some batteries? Do I need some birch bark? Do I need the tablets in case, just in case? It's already in here. I don't have to think about it. So of course there are many more things I'll take camping. I have tents that I'll use occasionally. Different tarps, things like that. But this is the main stuff. This is the stuff you'll see me camping with most of the time. Some of it's so old, I don't know if they make it anymore. I didn't do any research on that. And that doesn't matter. What matters is that it works, and that it's I have years of evidence of it working on this channel. If there's something that you've seen me use over the years that I didn't talk about, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I forgot something. I don't think so. I think this is basically like the good stuff right here. Other than some random tents and tarps I've used over the years. This is it. This is like the main stuff. Also, let me know like what you have. I'd like to get some upgrades. If you see something here like, oh Kevin, what are you doing with that? What are you doing with the stinky beer pad? That sucks, man. That's disgusting. Throw out a suggestion in the comments. I am shopping around for some new stuff. This stuff's lasted me a long time. But I'm sick of smelling BO and campfire and bug spray on my sleeping pad every time I go to sleep at night. So let me know. Let me know what you like to use, or if I'm just like completely out of my mind using some of this stuff. You're like, dude, it's so much. Here, try this other thing. It's so much better. Let me know in the comments below. This has been Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. Don't forget, new episodes of Small Plots every Tuesday. Wish I could have gotten out for a camp this week. I'm still recovering from a sickness. This was actually a pretty difficult video to film between the blowing the noses and the coughing, and you can probably hear it in my voice. But anyway, thanks for watching till the end here, everybody. And I'll catch you on that frickin' Steve Wallace's nose nexty. Mwah.
He goes hard, he goes hard. Small Plots with Kevin. He goes